They say ghosts come from grisly murder scenes, and if that is true, then Tombstone, Arizona should have all the ghosts you need to be scared senseless. Join me as we dive into the stories, legends, and eyewitness accounts of one of the most violent towns in the Old West on today's episode of 5 Weird Things. Welcome to the channel, where I look into the weirdest facts I can find out about any subject I can think of. Now before we get started, please like and subscribe to be notified when new videos drop. Alright, let's get into it. First, the stuff everybody knows. Tombstone is a historic city in Cochise County, Arizona in the United States. The history of Tombstone is closely tied to the discovery of silver in the area and the subsequent mining boom. In the late 1870s, a prospector named Ed Schieffelin discovered silver ore in the hills of southeastern Arizona. Despite warnings that he would only find his tombstone in the area due to its dangers from Apache attacks and harsh conditions, Schieffelin persisted in his prospecting, and the name Tombstone is said to have originated from that remark. Tombstone quickly became a bustling mining town as prospectors, miners, and businesses flooded into the area. Now, in the late 1880s, the price of silver dropped significantly, leading to a decline in mining activities in Tombstone. The town struggled economically, and many residents left in search of opportunities elsewhere. Tombstone persists today as a tourist attraction with much of the original town preserved. Now that that's out of the way, weird thing number 5, the Birdcage Theater. The Birdcage Theater is known for its colorful history and was once a lively venue for entertainment. It's also reported to be haunted. Visitors and staff have reported hearing strange sounds, footsteps, even witnessing apparitions. The theater is said to have been the site of numerous deaths, contributing to the ghastly tales associated with it. Now, the poker room at the Birdcage Theater is said to be particularly active. Visitors have reported strange phenomena, including the sensation of someone brushing against them, the feeling of being touched, and the movement of cards and poker chips on the table. Weird thing number 4. The haunting of Big Nose Kate's Saloon. Big Nose Kate's Saloon, named after Mary Catherine Harani Cummings, known as Big Nose Kate, was a companion of Doc Holliday, and it's another establishment in Tombstone with tales of paranormal activity. Visitors have reported seeing apparitions, experiencing strange occurrences. Now, one of those occurrences is cold spots, areas where the temperature drops suddenly. Now, these are often associated with paranormal activity. Some individuals have reported experiencing unexplained freezing cold spots in certain areas of the saloon. And since Tombstone is in one of the hotter areas of Arizona, summer temperatures can get well over 100 degrees. Now, in some accounts, patrons or staff have reported objects seemingly moving on their own. This includes glasses sliding across tables or items mysteriously falling without any apparent cause. Weird thing number 3. Apparitions at the Crystal Palace Saloon. The Crystal Palace Saloon, a historic bar, restaurant, and easy place in the red light district of Tombstone, has a reputation for being haunted. Some visitors claim to have seen ghastly apparitions, unexplained cold spots, and heard phantom footsteps. The saloon has a long history, and stories of its paranormal activity add to its mystique. Ghostly voices are often heard. Individuals have claimed to have heard disembodied voices or whispers within the saloon when no one else is present. These voices are often described as indistinct or muffled. Feelings of being watched have also been reported. A number of people have said they got a feeling of being watched or a sense of unease in certain parts of the Crystal Palace Saloon. One account said that it was so unsettling that a decorated Vietnam vet, a man who had seen many horrible things, had to leave the building due to the extreme uneasiness of those feelings. Weird thing number 2. The Boot Hill Cemetery. It's a historic burial ground that gained prominence during the heyday of the Old West. The name Boot Hill is often associated with burial grounds in Old West towns, and it's indicative of the rough and dangerous nature of the times. It suggests that those buried there met their end with their boots on, a reference to dying violently or suddenly. Now, the graves at Boot Hill Cemetery are marked by simple wooden crosses, stones, or just a board shoved in the ground. And the epitaphs often reflect the circumstances of that individual's death. Sometimes they're humorous, reflecting the resilience and the wit of the people of that era to just struggle on. The lack of elaborate tombstones is also indicative of how sudden and often bodies were being interred. Now, some of the gravestones were given humorous epitaphs. One reads, "Here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more." And another, "Here lies George Johnson, hanged by mistake in 1882. He was right, we was wrong, but we strung him up and now he's gone." And some lack not only humor, but anything resembling an epitaph at all. Before we get to number 1, take a second and be sure to subscribe and like the video. Click that bell below just to get the notifications when a new video drops. Right at the moment, they're coming out 3 a week, so you don't want to miss any. Here we go. Weird thing number 1. The shootout at the OK Corral. Now, this is one of the most famous and iconic events in the history of the American Old West. It took place on October 26, 1881, and involved a confrontation between lawmen and a group of outlaws. Now, here are the key details of the fight at the OK Corral. Now, for a little context, there were feuds and tensions in the town. The town of Tombstone was characterized by tension between 2 factions. On the one side were the lawmen, led by the Earp brothers, Wyatt, Virgil, and Morgan Earp, and their friend Doc Holliday. On the other side were a group of outlaws known as the Cochise County Cowboys. There were also economic and political factors. The tensions were fueled by disputes over the control of gambling and other businesses, personal conflicts, and vendettas. That contributed to a lot of the animosity that came to a head at the OK Corral. Now, the participants. Wyatt Earp was a former lawman and a key player in the events leading up to the gunfight. Virgil Earp was the town marshal at the time and Wyatt's brother. Morgan Earp, another one of Wyatt's brothers, served as a deputy sheriff. Now, Doc Holliday, a dentist, gentleman gambler, and gunslinger. Holliday was a close friend of the Earps and very much involved in their conflicts and daily lives. Now, the Cochise County Cowboys. Ike and Billy Clanton. Cowboys linked to very many criminal activities and involved in various disputes, specifically with the Earps. Now, Tom and Frank McLaury, brothers and ranchers who were also very much associated with the Cowboys and especially the Clantons. The gunfight only lasted 30 seconds, but it was enough to cement its place in infamy as a legend of the Old West. Many books and movies have been made about it, and the best of the most recent was the movie Tombstone. Came out in 1991, starring Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, and a number of the big-name stars of the time. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Thanks for listening. Now, if I missed anything or you have a suggestion for another video, make sure to comment below. Again, like and subscribe. Take care and have a great night.